So I saw around, I saw the machines have been put, some are still in the store.
Mm.
So basically, in my opinion, it's a non-functional hospital. It's a non-functional hospital with some of the equipments and a good infrastructure which has a lot of potential. So what we have to do is we have to start it from the start. It's not a running hospital, number one. Number two is it will need lot of. I hope when it was made, there was a project. Was there any budget planning for this for 5 years? Whenever we make a hospital,
Mm.
we make a budget of 5 years. So suppose we invest 10 rupees in 10 naira in a hospital, then we are supposed to spend 20% of that on the advertisement. Whatever is the total income, total investment of the project, 20% has to be spent on the advertisement. And what was the process for recruiting the people? Was that kept in consideration? How it is to be run? I have no idea about that. So let's come to the present position. Number one, it's a non-functional hospital with some equipments inside. And I still don't know whether the warranty is still of the equipment is valid or not. Because I think it has been 3 years since the commissioning of this hospital.
Well, technically, but the issue is that the suppliers, the equipment suppliers are still around.
No, no.
They're still monitoring things.
No, my point is usually when you buy an equipment, company usually gives a warranty of 1 year, like a service-free warranty. You know, if anything is wrong with the equipment, they will do it free of cost. After that, it is you have to pay to do the services. And the company which all the equipments I saw is of Toshiba. Do they have a office here in Nigeria?
They must have office in Nigeria,
No,
but
that's
not
not.
in New York. But I know the lady who works for them. And most times she's around there.
Do they
But these are questions you need to ask. I can't answer all those
Okay.
questions.
Okay,
So
I just
if
want
you
to
list them, you know,
I just want to highlight what are the issues. So, second thing is only first floor is functional. First floor is functional and only one theater is functional.
I think I mentioned that yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. So what I have in mind is what I want to do is we can do a lot of things with this hospital. We can make it as a see. It's not the building which runs. It is the technos who run the building. Whatever will be the if it is a 5 star or whatever the equipment will be there. If you don't have the skilled manpower, it is of a waste.
Yeah.
So what I intend to do is get best of the doctors, that is 40% of the staff from abroad, whether India or any other place. That means doctors and paramedics. 60% of the staff will be from the Nigeria, local. So this is two. Second thing is, if we are to run this hospital, we should get full control of the hospital, full management. Recruiting of any sorts, whether local or external, should be with the Florence. Third point is whenever government wants, they can come and audit the things. It will be all software basis. In fact, with a one click, everything will go to the daily basis report to the government, what is going on, what is not going on. And any hospital in the whole of the world, whenever you start a hospital, you have to take a lag time of 2 years. Lag time of 2 years, what does lag time mean? Lag time means you have to pump in money for 2 years, and after 2 years, it will start giving you the dividends. But in case of Nigeria, I take it as a 1 year because there is no facilities available around. The kind of expertise we will introduce, that should not take more than 1 year. So I'm taking 1 year off. So 1 year off will be, there will be at least 6 months, a lot of conferences to be held, a lot of print media, a lot of audio media, a lot of interviews, introducing doctors from different parts of Nigeria and imparting training to them and opening up fellowship programs. Fellowship programs means we train doctors from different teaching hospitals, private hospitals. Give them a fellowship of 3 months, teach them knee replacement surgery, charge them certain amount of money, teach them laparoscopy, charge them certain amount of money. I think this will be a lot of doctors who are interested in learning those sorts of aspects. And students, we can train students also. So that is one part of it. How I see. So initial and kidney transplant, higher cardiac is already kidney transplant. We can start here, and it will be a different level of thing. I think kidney transplant is we can have patients from India. Because the reason why I tell you why we can have patients from India and different parts of the world is in Nigeria the law against donor is not there. Anybody can donate the kidney. But in India, you have to have a relative only relative can donate. And those people are, thousands of people who are ready to pay any amount and get the kidney transplant done, provided the facility and operating doctors are fine. So that will really cause the reversal of tourism. What is the main idea of that? And laparoscopic surgery. Laparoscopic surgery means minimal access surgery. So doing surgeries through small holes. So if you advertise it in a proper way, that will definitely cause reversal of the tourism. So what I propose is to cut a whole discussion short. This is my vision, what I am telling you. So what I propose is how we can take it over is for the first year. Well, number one is in 3 years we will furnish it, complete the hospital totally.
In 3 years?
In 3 years, within 3 years.
That's a long time.
Second thing, you go, first listen to me. Within 3 years we will complete the hospital totally. First year has to be like the amount of revenue, amount of expenditure has to be shared 70-30.
The first of the 3 years or after?
No. First year, only first year. First year, the expenditure will be shared 70% by the government, 30% by the Florence. After 1 year, we don't need anything from you, we will give you money from here. But what I'm talking about the 70-30 is it doesn't mean government has to pay 70 only. If we start making money in this portion of the time, the 70% goes down. That will be seen in the books or whatever the statement will be given. So we guarantee you after 1 year there will be profit. Government will get profit from this. After 1 year, don't expect any profits usually in the first year. So second year, the profit sharing would be 30% goes to the profit sharing, goes to the Florence, 70% goes to the government.
The first year is 70-30 in terms of cost.
Yes.
You have an idea what the 70 comes to?
Sorry?
The 70%.
It comes around $1,50,000. That is around 100,000, $150,000. $150,000.
That's the 70% of the cost.
No. So let me tell you, it will be Pandasas. So this will be the dollars per month of running the hospital. That is including the salary, including the advertisement, everything will be running per month the hospital. From from this 70% comes from the government and 30% comes from the Florence. And after 1 year, this is for 1 year. But this does not mean the government has to pay the 70%. If the amount generated will be less, the amount of profit, suppose we have profit, which is very unlikely, I would not, which is very unlikely in the first year. If we have certain profit, that will be minused from these two. Suppose we have 100 rupees of profit, 100 naira profit, suppose. So 70% will be reduced from this and 30% will be reduced from this. Okay, from the next year, guaranteed profit, there is no losses that if we go according to our plan. So 70% goes to the government from the profit, 30% goes to the Florence Hospital. The government doesn't have to spend in the next year.
Now, who is going to invest to complete the facility itself?
Come again?
Who is going to invest to complete the facility?
Florence. It comes from the hospital. Really?
No. You said
Within 3 years.
we've already done with up to 1 floor now, and there's only 1 theater that
Yes.
is renting out of free.
Right.
So what you're proposing is you come in and start from where we are without doing any additional thing. Because the government was thinking the best way to do would be to complete the facility. So you start various units. So like it has free mobile operating theaters. You know, you fix that up, and the rest of the equipment for either cardiac or various departments is all fixed. So various things can start at the same time.
See,
Is that my understanding? Or what you want to do is you start with where we are, and then gradually in 3 years' time you build
within 3
it up.
years' time. Within 3 years' time. Within 3 years' time, we'll complete the facility in total. So it's not wise.
Where will you get the money to do that?
We will generate the money.
How is it from the profits? Or
That is our this thing. We will generate the money from the hospital itself.
No, what you're saying, are you going to complete the facility from your 30%?
Our 30%, not your this thing.
70%.
Not from your 70%.
because what we were looking at was to complete the facility acquisition before we start operations. That's the sorry. So we're looking at a situation where, like you say, it's just the first floor that's completed now, where the whole facility is completed, and then full operations are started, as opposed to starting and then you're working here and there.
It will be, it's whenever any hospital is started, let me tell you, anywhere in the world, it's not started as a whole. It's always started in piecemeals. No hospital in the world has been started in one month.
And it's not impossible.
No, that's not impossible, but we don't try to do impossible things. We have to be realistic. See, any business which is realistic will work. Any business which is unreal and is not viable cannot last for a longer time.
If you take the hospital in Ghana, some facilities been opened there. I haven't been there, but I just read it and people say it's supposed to be very good. At least all the units or the departments you want to render service, you complete that. So when you start, not if somebody comes and says I need kidney
Okay.
specialist hospital.
Okay, let
Kidney transplant. Is that where we haven't actually completed that facility? Wait till next year when we complete.
No, we are not going to do that. Let me tell you. We can start almost all departments. Almost all departments.
You know what? Let me see if I can get. You know, I'm not a medical person because this is not finance now. This goes into operations. So let me see if I can get the honorable commissioner for health. So you run this your idea through him. Since you guys are both doctors,
Yeah.
mine is to put together the numbers.
Oh, God.